Everyone thought Anita Parker had it all: the dream job, the loving husband, and a son whose laughter filled their beautiful home in Surrey. To their neighbors, she and David were the couple everyone admired, jogging together on weekends while their 7-year-old son Ethan rode his blue bike ahead of them, shouting for his parents to keep up. Their love looked perfect, their laughter genuine, and their bond unbreakable. But behind every perfect picture, life often hides cracks no one sees. Anita had always been ambitious. She was brilliant, hardworking, and determined to make a name for herself in the world of marketing. When she received an offer to become the regional director for Global Reach Media, it felt like the opportunity she had always dreamed of. The job promised success, travel, and financial freedom, but it also meant long hours and weeks away from home. David smiled when she shared the news, proud but quietly uneasy. "Just promise me we won't lose us while chasing it," he said softly. Anita kissed him and replied, "Never." Yet, as time passed, "never" slowly turned into "not tonight" and "maybe next weekend." Her work became her life. She traveled between London, New York, and Los Angeles, juggling meetings, deadlines, and recognition. Back home, David handled everything: school runs, dinner, bedtime stories, while Ethan grew used to saying goodnight to his mom through a phone screen. On one call, he asked, "Mommy, are you coming to my football match this Saturday?" And she answered, "I'll try, sweetheart. I promise." But she didn't make it. David sat in the stands alone, cheering for their son, recording the moment on his phone. When he played the video later that night, Ethan whispered, "It's okay, Dad. Mommy's busy making money." Those words broke David's heart. As the years rolled by, Anita's career blossomed while her family quietly wilted. Their conversations turned into brief updates, and laughter became rare. She came home one evening to find a drawing on the fridge, a family of 3 holding hands. Her figure was faint, drawn with dotted lines. Beneath it, Ethan had written, "Family is when we are together." She stood staring at it, her chest heavy with guilt, but instead of slowing down, she worked harder, convinced that the sacrifices would one day pay off. Then, one December afternoon, her phone rang. It was David, his voice trembling. "Anita, it's Ethan. He collapsed during football practice. We're at St. Mary's Hospital." Her heart froze. She caught the next flight home, her mind spinning with fear and regret. When she arrived, she found Ethan lying in a hospital bed, pale and weak, tubes running from his arms. "Mommy," he whispered faintly, "you came." Tears streamed down her face. "I'm here now, baby. I'm not leaving again." The doctor explained that Ethan's kidneys were failing. He would need dialysis and possibly a transplant. Anita stayed by his side, reading him bedtime stories, praying for a miracle. One night, he looked at her and said, "When I get better, can we go to the park again?" She smiled through tears and said, "Every day, sweetheart." "Promise?" he asked softly. "I promise," she whispered. But the next morning, Ethan was gone. The steady beep of the heart monitor fell silent, and the world Anita had built came crashing down. At the funeral, under a gray London sky, she clung to David, unable to breathe through her tears. The house that was once filled with laughter became unbearably quiet. One day, while sorting Ethan's things, she found another drawing, a picture of their family again, but this time Ethan's figure was angelic, hovering above the two of them. Beneath it, in his crooked handwriting, he had written, "Family is forever." That note shattered her. Anita resigned from her job, telling her boss, "There's no promotion worth my child's smile." She spent months in silence, reflecting on what she had lost. Slowly, she began to rebuild her life, not with ambition, but with purpose. She started the Ethan Parker Foundation to help parents find balance between career and family. She began speaking at conferences, her voice trembling as she told her story. "I chased success," she would say, "but I lost the joy that made it worth it. I was celebrated by the world, but I failed the people who truly mattered." At one event, David attended quietly, sitting in the back row. After her speech, he approached her and said softly, "Ethan would be proud of you." She smiled faintly, tears welling in her eyes. "I just wish I'd been the kind of mother he didn't have to miss." David reached for her hand and whispered, "Maybe we can still be the kind of people he'd want us to be." From that day, they began to heal together, volunteering at family programs, sharing their story, and reminding others that love is more important than success. Years later, Anita stood on a stage in New York, looking at a crowd of parents and professionals. She held up Ethan's drawing and said, "Everyone thought I had it all, but I learned too late that success means nothing if there's no one left to share it with. A career gives you recognition, but only family gives you roots. The world may clap for your achievements, but only your family will hold you when those claps fade. Never trade presents for promotion, and never forget, your job will replace you in a week, but your family never can. Family isn't what waits at the finish line, it's what walks beside you through the journey." The room fell silent, some people in tears. As Anita left the stage, she whispered to herself, "I finally understand, Ethan. Family really is forever." Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel to get more big and transforming videos for your marriage and family life.